everybody, and welcome to this episode of Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr., where I'm part of Hank Jr. Productions, documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and podcasting. And today on Hank's Corner, we got a very special guest. Now, I've gone all over the place with my guests. I've gotten some from Nashville all the way to Canada, Ireland, to Australia. But today I have somebody pretty much in my backyard in the Tampa Bay area. So please welcome Isabella Diaz. Isabella, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful today. So, as mentioned, you're from the Tampa Bay area, and I'm excited to have somebody here locally on. Have you been living here all your life?
Well, I was born in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I moved here when I was about two, so I don't really remember anything before Florida. So I pretty much grew up here. So it's all I really know, and I love it here. So yeah,
Okay. And what do you like about the Tampa Bay area?
I love the sun. That's number one. And I love all of the amazing people that I've met here. There's so many great people here, and I feel like there's a community.
So you mentioned that you enjoy the sun here in Tampa, but this week has been kind of cloudy, kind of cold. So I don't know what's going on, but generally, yes, during most weeks of the year, it is pretty sunny. So how old are you?
I am 16 years old.
Okay, and so that being said, I assume that you're going to school. Is that something that you do in person? Or are you still doing the online stuff?
I am in person right now. I did online school last year and the last half of the year before, so it's really good being in person again. Yeah.
Definitely, and I know my kids personally kind of struggled, and they like that interaction to be in school. So I'm glad that you're back. But how do you balance a music career that you're starting with school? How does that work?
It is very challenging at times, but I always want to make sure that I stay organized. I have my own planner and I make sure that I leave all my school stuff as the priority and also my music. I always make sure that I get to that. And I also want to make sure that I always have my weekends available because that's really the only time that I have. Because there's limited time in the week because I'm a high school student, the workload
Mhm.
is really difficult, so it can be really challenging, but I always make sure that I can work on my craft. And so yeah, so planners. I like my Google Calendar thing that I do on the laptop. So I'm in school because we each have our own laptop. I can just log on, and if I have something that I want to remember about music, I'll just type it in and make sure that I stay on schedule because it's rough.
Okay. And when you're going to school, do you have any classes or anything geared towards the music side of things, or is it all just pure academics?
In school, it's really academics, but I go to a conservatory here in Tampa, the Star Center. I go to Patel Conservatory where I've been studying there for a few years now. I'm doing choir there, and I've done a few theatrical productions there. So I've been studying there. I've done piano there too. And outside, yeah, so most of my music stuff is done outside of school. I've been doing guitar lessons for years now, and I actually started doing piano lessons when I was 8. So, yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned the Strauss Theater, and I'm a fan of theater. I haven't been there that often yet because I've only been here a couple years in Florida, and then of course COVID shut down a lot of things. But I did get to see a production of Don Quixote there. Tell me, have you seen any productions there, and which ones have you been in? And tell me about your favorite ones.
Yeah, so I've always loved theater. I actually saw one recently. I saw the Donna Summer musical, the tour,
Mm.
and yeah, I also went to New York like a month ago, and I got to see the Tina Turner musical, which was really exciting because both of those are about musical artists. So it was really cool to see their story. That's really inspiring to me to get to see that on the stage and see how their life went and how they got to who they are. And and for me, I've been in many different productions. I've been in The Lion King. I've been in Wizard of Oz. I've done some plays too. I was in Mamma Mia last summer, which was really really fun because it was my first production that I did after COVID. So it was really good. We got to perform in masks, so everyone was safe. We made sure that we did all the protocols that we had to stay safe and still be able to perform.
Right. And those are all great shows. I'm almost sorry now that I haven't made any more trips to the Strass Theater because I would have loved to have seen them. So given a chance, I mean, obviously you're young and you have your whole, future ahead of you, but are you leaning towards, making your own music and producing your own music or theater or just wherever, kind of works out for you?
Well, thinking about college, because I'm a high school student, so college is coming up. And so this is the kind of thing that I think about all the time. Music has always been my passion since I was younger. Like, I don't remember a time when it wasn't. It's always kind of been there, and I've been singing ever since I can remember. So I've always wanted to do music. And then as I got older, I started going into musical theater and doing more theatrical stuff, and it was really really fun, and I'm still doing it, but in the past few years I came to realize that production is really what I want to do. Going
Mhm.
into high school freshman year is when I really started getting into production. I was using GarageBand, it was like my starter kind of thing, and I was just messing around with it and being able to, because I've been songwriting since the second grade, so being able to make my own songs and you know use the different instruments that come in the software and mess around with that. It was really just fun at first, and then I realized, oh wait, this is something that I can actually do with my life. So I started studying it, and yeah, it's been like nonstop. Like every time I write a song, I want to produce too. I want to produce it. So sometimes I'll write it on the piano, sometimes I'll write it on the guitar, and then after that, I mean, sometimes I reverse it. I'll produce it and then I'll write lyrics to it. But for the most part, it's just been really fun getting to learn how to produce a song that I wrote previously, and so yeah, musical theater is still always going to be a part of me. It's still an interest of mine, and I still love to do it. I'm actually going to audition for the school musical that's coming up, so that's really exciting.
Well, good luck
But
for that.
thank you.
And so you got a song that you recently put out, specifically the video "Wannabe." Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's super fun. So, Wannabe is one of my favorite songs that I have written, and it's probably my favorite song that I've released. And the reason being is because I feel like it's just a super fun song. Like, it's one of those that you can just jam out to and have a good time to. So, the music video process was really fun. So, I took a weekend to go to Georgia. We actually shot in Georgia, a few hours from here in Tampa. And yeah, so me and my family, we kind of brainstorm ideas together. I tell them like what is my vision for the song. I love to like listen to the sounds of a song and then figure out what that looks like visually. So I was trying to figure out, because for those of you that haven't heard the song, it's about a wannabe, hence the name.
Mhm.
People in your life that want to copy you, or maybe they have ulterior motives and they say they're your friend, but they have other reasons that they want to be around in your life. So some things like that. And so I always had this visual of like a crown, like okay, you there's a line, want to be me, but you'll always give them less. I'll always be the best. So with that line, I had this visual of putting on a crown and making a statement. And I think that that's really empowering for people to be able to say when they're singing the song or listening. I feel like it's a very relatable song. So the music video process was really cool, and I wanted to make sure that I incorporated that idea.
Okay, and I definitely like the video, so let's go ahead and play "Wannabe" here on Hank's Corner.
Feeling sure that I'm being lied to. What's the point in talking to you? What are you even living up to? Killing time, spreading lies. Kiss your perfect life goodbye. You're too busy living mine. Took me by surprise, using me as your disguise. Realize your life is mine. Hope you make it out alive. I hope you make it out alive. Yeah, I got trust issues, 'cause people always wanna take my place. Never know what I'm getting myself into. You text me, but won't say it to my face. Yeah, I just don't wanna be. You never have been. is passing. Tell me when you'll finally make it happen. Copy this, copy that. Always asking where I'm at. Don't you know that you're a mess? Who are you trying to impress? Wanna be me, but you'll always give them less. I'll always be the best. Yeah, I got trust issues, 'cause people always wanna take my place. Never know what I'm getting myself into. You text me but won't say it to my face. You just don't wanna be. You never had me. You're stealing all my time. All you kiss your love goodbye. Wanna be. It's clear to see. You're wasting all my time just so you can live my life. What's it gonna be? What's your destiny? You've made it this far, but I'm only seeing me when I look at you. What are you gonna do? Do you know who you are? Wanna be. You never had me. You're stealing all my time. All you kiss your love goodbye. Wanna be. It's clear to see. You're wasting all my time just so you can live my life. Wanna be. It's clear to see. You're wasting all my time just so you can live my life. Wanna be. You just don't wanna be.
And that was Wannabe by Isabella Diaz here on Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. So, as a photographer and videographer myself, I'm going to ask you a couple questions about, how you put together these videos because you do the videos yourself, right? You're doing the editing, you're putting it through the software, and obviously you're not working the camera. Somebody else has to do that. But other than that, you have your hands all over it. So, tell me a little bit about your process in doing that.
It's been a very challenging process, but overall, it's been really, really fun. I kind of had to self teach myself. I mean, ever since I was little, I've always had an interest in editing too, because I would make little movies and stuff of my travels and stuff, and take videos from different experiences and put them together and make little collages and stuff and show them to my parents. And it was always fun. So it's always been an interest of mine. And then with my music, I started thinking, how can I use this to maybe make a music video? So, yeah, it's been very, very fun for me to experiment with. And so it's been, I also do like my teasers and stuff. So that's all me. So editing wise, I have to kind of experiment. And I feel like I've been really challenged by it, but it's been really fun for me to learn. So I use Final Cut Pro.
Hmm.
I use Logic Pro for producing, and then Final Cut Pro for my video editing. And getting to like see the footage and see the outtakes is always so fun. But getting to like pick which ones I want to use for the music video, and then syncing it up with the lyrics is always a challenge. But it's also really cool because I wrote the song. So my parents are always like, what better person to make the music video than the person who wrote the song? Because you have like a certain vision, and like syncing wise, because something that happens with music videos is you have to make sure that you're mouthing the words at the same time as the music. So lining it up that way and all the sort of logistics like that, that's always an interesting, challenging thing, but it's been really fun to get to learn the ins and outs of it.
And that's great because I feel the same way when I do some of the wedding videos and, put music together. Some artists have actually, allowed me to use their music to do some of the wedding videos. And like you said, just putting it all together, getting a little highlight reel or whatever it may be, it's just so fun to kind of play with that. So, I'm glad that you're getting into it, but it's a great experience for you because no matter which route you go in the music career, it's good to have knowledge about all the different things because then you can kind of have more control over your vision. And so good for you learning all the aspects of video making and singing.
Thank you.
And so you said that you're a songwriter too. Do you remember when you wrote your first song?
I do. This is a fun story. Okay, so the first song I wrote, we were in the car. Don't remember where we were going. All I remember is I had this mini whiteboard and my dry erase marker, and I started writing a song. And never told anyone this, like live or anything, but really cool to say. I wrote my first song called When Your Heart Opens, and it was really fun because I actually sang that song to my second grade teacher and I made her cry. And
Hmm.
ever since then, it's just been my favorite thing to do. Other than singing, my absolute favorite thing in the world is songwriting. So yeah, and then from there, I had my own little notebook that I had, and I would just write and write and write, and then I started rhyming and rhythms and stuff. So yeah,
So, as far as songwriting, have you written all of your songs?
yes, I've written all of my songs that I've released and all of the songs that I have in my repertoire.
Okay, and one of them is called "Come Back Someday," correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and so tell me a little bit about the inspiration for that song.
So Come Back Someday was written freshman year of high school. It was a brand new high school. I didn't know anybody, and I was kind of, I mean, this is something that teenagers are always doing every day, I feel like, but specifically freshman year is when teenagers are really getting to know themselves and figuring out who they want to be around and what crowd they want to hang out with. And so it was during a time in my life when my friend actually moved away, and I felt really lonely because I was figuring out who I was going to hang out with, and my friend had just moved away, and I actually wanted this friend to be more than a friend. So I wrote this song, this really slow song about wanting to be more than friends and denying it. It was kind of self denial because I knew that this friend would be going away. So there was no possible way for us to be anything more. And there would always be a friendship, but it was kind of impossible to be more than friends. So this was a really good song for me during that time to kind of reflect on everything that was going on around me. And I originally wrote this song on the piano, and getting to produce it was super fun because it just started with piano, and then I threw in some bass, and then progressively over time it became this atmospheric sort of song. So
Okay, and would you be willing to play that song here on Hank's Corner?
I would love to.
All right.
I try to convince myself that I should just stop caring. But I can't just stop caring if I'm knowing you're a part of someone's life, but not mine. You're not mine. I'm done pretending that you're not my type and acting like we're nothing but friends. Cause in reality, all that I want is you and I don't want it ever to end. I know you can't help it, I know you can't stay. You say you'll be back, but I don't wanna wait. How do I know that you'll come back someday? Just promise me one thing before you go. Promise you'll never forget me. And promise that you won't let time deteriorate what is left of me. Cause these memories are starting to seem like dreams. And these dreams, they are starting to fade away. Just promise me one thing before you go, that you'll come back someday. You are my everything. So when you leave, what happens? Tell me what is next when everything I love has left. I know you can't help it, I know you can't stay. You say you'll be back, but I don't wanna wait. How do I know that you'll come back someday?
And that's Isabella Diaz singing "Come Back Someday" here on Hank's Corner. Hank Jr. And you said that song that you wrote there was kind of based on your personal experience. Do you draw from, your personal life for all your songs, some of them, or, where do you get your inspiration for your songs?
Kind of a mix of the two. So sometimes I write on personal experience because sometimes I feel like I can't explain the emotions that I'm having in a certain moment in time, so I'll write about it. And then other times I'll actually take things from real life or maybe something that my friend went through or a family member. So kind of a mix of the two.
Okay. And so who are some of the influences that you've had over your lifetime as far as, music influences that you look up to?
I think my number one music influence would have to be Taylor Swift because she is a songwriter. I love her lyrics. Um, and also because she plays the piano and guitar. And I've actually been able to see her live twice. So that was an amazing part in my life. And getting to see her on the stage, that was just amazing. Also, I've always had a very diverse influence in my life because my parents listen to all kinds of music, and I think I said this earlier, music has always been a part of my life because of how important it is to them and important in my family. So I listen to all different genres, ranging from pop, R&B, hip hop, rock, all of the above. So another influence would have to be Ariana Grande. I love her. Um, Somebody else is Her. I love the artist Her. She has some really good songs. I love to make some guitar, like acoustic songs, R&B songs with the influence of Her behind, and some other ones, some really good ones. Khalid. I love Troy Sivan. So as you can see, there's a range here because some are like pop, some are country, Taylor Swift. Some are R&B, so it really ranges. But my biggest influence is probably going to be Taylor Swift.
We're in a brand new year here, 2022. Do you have any goals for this year, whether it be personal or on the music side?
Yeah, so on the music side, I have a lot of unfinished songs. That's kind of a problem of mine because I'm always writing. And so I have these, what I like to call song fragments, or I'll have a finished song that I finished writing, or maybe it's not produced, or maybe I finished producing a song, but lyric wise, it's not 100%, or maybe it's done, but I feel like it could be improved a little bit better. So I wanna try and finish those earlier songs so that I can move on to new ones. Because I've released 3 songs, but I have dozens more that I've written. And so I really want to make it a goal of mine to finish them by the end of the year.
Okay. And as far as anybody getting the, great opportunity to see you, do you do any performances out there on stage, or do we just gotta have to wait for you to put something out on social media?
Well, recently I haven't really been performing any solo stuff. I've done some musical productions and I've performed with my choir, but we are definitely looking into hopefully some performance opportunities here in the Tampa area. So definitely look forward to that because we are looking, and I'm super excited to be able to perform in front of live people versus virtual. But also because of COVID, that has put a damper on things too. So over that span of time, I wasn't able to perform. But because things are starting to look better, hopefully I'll be able to perform live. So definitely look forward to that.
Well, that would be awesome. So we're going to end the podcast with How Many Hearts. But before I end it, I just want to say, Isabella, thank you for coming on the podcast. You're a great guest. And, I know you from just watching you here in this interview that you got a great head on your shoulders and you're going to be going somewhere. So, keep plugging away, stay strong. And I'm sure one day we're going to be seeing you on a big stage.
Thank you so much. That means so much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And you're more than welcome to be a guest anytime here on Hank's Corner.
Sometimes I wonder if those fakers know what they're doing. They're breaking hearts and stabbing backs all at once. I know that things don't always turn out the way they want them, and so they take it out on everyone else. keep a straight face, then I'm heartless. I know these things shouldn't mean a thing, but you can't take back what you've started. They'll just fake and fake and fake and fake, and they'll take and take and take until it's over, then break and break and break. How many hearts will break till there's break? Fake and fake and fake and fake, and they'll take and take and take until it's over, then break and break and break. How many hearts will break till there's break? I wish that I could be the one to tell you you're perfect, but nothing that I tell you will change your mind. They always have a way of making sure you believe them. You ask for reasons, but they can't answer why. Envious are those who try to be hurting on the ones who cry. If they get into your head, never let them see inside. And if I cry, I'm sensitive. If I keep a straight face, then I'm heartless. I know these things shouldn't mean a thing, but you can't take back what you've started. They'll just fake and fake and fake and fake, and they'll take and take and take until it's over, then break and break and break. How many hearts will break till there's break? And they'll fake and fake and fake and fake, and they'll take and take and take until it's over, then break and break and break. How many hearts will break till there's break? They'll just fake and fake and fake and fake, fake and fake. Oh yeah. They'll just fake and fake and fake and fake, and they'll take and take and take until it's over, then break and break and break. How many hearts will break till there's break? And they'll fake and fake and fake and fake, and they'll take and take and take until it's over, then break and break and break. How many hearts will break till there's break?